Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel, and if you are new here, my name is Abimbola. Today I'll be showing you guys how to attach your skirt part to the corset. Now this method can be used whether for a bustier, a cup corset, or any kind of corset at all you have made. So this is actually a continuation of our previous tutorial where we learned how to cut and sew the transparent corset and also how to attach the yoke to the corset. So today we will join the skirt part to the corset like I said, and I'll be showing you how to create any waistline of your choice, be it the back waistline, a straight waistline, any shape you so desire for your corset. So if this sounds like something you are interested in learning, do well to stay till the end of this video. And guys, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, hit on the subscribe button down below and subscribe to this channel. Now let's get into today's tutorial. On the last tutorial, this was the point where we stopped after attaching our yoke to the transparent corset. So now the next thing for us to do is to get the waistline of the client or the person we are working with. Now I will take the waistline which I am working with from my shoulder to the waistline, and what I will do now is to mark that point. Also, on the other side of my corset, I would also go ahead to take the waistline measurement which I'm working with and also mark it at that point. So this is necessary because of course our skirt was actually drafted starting from the waistline which we are working with. So I've gone ahead to mark my waistline for the front on both sides, and also what you see me doing here is to get the waistline for the back. That's the same measurement that was taken on the front was taken at the back. So I've marked my waistline for both the front and the back. Now here I have my skirt already joined together and my zipper attached. So here this is already a finished skirt. It has been shaped, the zipper has been attached, and so this is the skirt which we'll be placing on the corset. You can see the back. So there are actually different ways which you can finish up your corset skirt. You can actually go through other ways, but this is just one out of a million method of attaching your skirt to your corset. So I'm trying to remind us what I did. I marked the half length, that is the waistline for my corset on both sides, and that is what you see me mark with the chalk there. So I did the same thing for the back. So the next thing you see me do here is to wear the skirt on the mannequin. So now I will go ahead to wear the skirt on the corset. So this is what you see me do here. Now the next thing I would do is to match up the waist of our skirt to the half length which we marked on the transparent corset, which means that your skirt must sit on the half length. Now what you see me also do here is to match up the side of my skirt also to the side of my corset. If you remember, we have a boning which we created on the side of the transparent corset. So I went ahead to pin down the skirt, that's the side of the skirt, to the side of the corset. I'll do the same thing on the other side. I'll match up the side of our skirt to the side of my corset, and then I'll go ahead to pin it down. Now remember that I also marked the half length at the back. So I went ahead to close up the zip, and then I'll go ahead and pin down my skirt at the back. Remember that we also marked the half length at the back. So I went ahead to pin it down. Now what you need to do is to pin down about 1 inch away from your lacing, like about 1 inch away from your lacing, or you pin it down on the first boning which is on your lacing bar, on the first boning which is on your lacing bar. So this is so that you don't get to disturb the lacing of your transparent corset while you are trying to zip up your skirt rather. So now I'll go ahead and repeat the same thing on the other side. Like I said, pin it down about 1 inch away from the lacing or pin it down about on the first boning channel which we have on the lacing. So now this is what we have after pinning down our skirt to the corset. So now the next thing to do, once we have pinned our skirt at the side and at the center, the next thing to do is to properly secure the skirt to the transparent corset, to the corset blouse you are working with. Go ahead and secure your skirt. Use your pins, work with your pins at this point. Ensure that you properly secure all of the needed points. So what I went ahead to do is to pin it down at the center. Now, after securing my skirt at the waist, that's the skirt and the corset, I went ahead to locate the corset length. That is the 5 inches which we came down from the half length. Remember that we came down by 5 inches when we were drafting our corset. So I went ahead to locate the hem of the corset. You can see that it is quite visible on the outside, like you can actually see it on the skirt. So I went ahead to pin down the skirt together with the transparent corset at that point. This is just to secure the two together, because of course you know that the skirt and the corset has not been sewn together, so we need to secure it in all ways. So I went ahead to pin down at this point. Now when I was done with pinning down at the front, the next part I'll be working on is the side. So remember that we also have a boning channel on that side which we created. So I'll go ahead now to align my skirts at the side. That's the side of the skirt together with the boning which was created at the side. So I will ensure that the side seam of the skirt matches up with the boning on the side of the corset, and then I will pin it down at that point. So this is what I did, and this is what you see me doing at this moment. So I went ahead to pin down at the middle and also at the tip, that's the hem of the corset. So I pinned down the corset together with the skirt. So I'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Now, once you're sure you have properly secured your corset to your skirt, the next thing to do is to create the waistline of your choice. So now at this point, you can determine the shape you want to create for the skirt. It could be a back waistline. You connect it from the side to the center, just like so. And it could be a straight waistline. You can decide you want to leave it straight, or you could also design that you want to create like a zigzag kind of waistline. So for me, I actually want the skirt part to have a slight curve from the side into the center front and to the other side. So I want a little curve on that part. So what I went ahead to do is on the side of my dress, I'm starting from, you see me feeling the hem of the transparent corset. So you need to touch it, feel it. And at that point at the side, I came up by 1.5 inches from the side. Starting from the hem, the tip of the transparent corset, I came up by 1.5 inches and I marked it at that point. Now with my free hand, I will be creating the shape I want for my skirt. So what I did was to connect from the center of my skirt into the 1.5 which I have marked on the side of the skirt. Sorry, my chalk wasn't so visible because this is actually a white fabric I am working with. So I was so careful with markings. So what all I did was from the middle, that's the boning which is coming from the bust bridge, that's at the center front. I went ahead to draw out the curve, the kind of curve which I want on my skirt. So what I did was to come down from that center by about 1 inch. Yes, you can see that I am removing my pin and adjusting. So I came down from that point by 1 inch and then I shaped it into the 1.5 which we have. So now to cut out the shape which I have marked, I went ahead to slash open the skirt at the center front. So I went ahead to cut through like so at the center front. Now I will carefully follow through the curve which I have created. Now all I need to do is to carefully follow through the curve which I have created. Now, this is the essence. This is the reason why you need to pin your dress, your skirt rather, to the corset at the tip at the hem of the corset blouse. So it's not just pinning at the waistline alone, you need to pin it at the hem of the corset so you don't have any issues. So to avoid any form of wahala, please do well to pin down your corset to the skirt at the hem of the corset. Pin it down together at that point. So I went ahead to cut out the shape which I already marked, and this is what you see me doing. I'm also carefully taking it out at the side so that I don't have issues at that point. So you need to be careful when doing this so that you don't ruin your fabric, you don't ruin your work which you have been doing so far. So when I was satisfied with the shape which I have created, so I went ahead to also tuck in the side. So we'll come back to this later. I will repeat this cutting process on the other side. Now for the other side, now to cut out my shape on the other side, I placed the cutouts from the other side on this side which we are working on, and then I went ahead to pin it down from the center into the side of our skirt. So what you see me do here is to pin down our cutout on the other side of the skirt. Now I'm done pinning. I'll go ahead to cut out the exact shape we have from the other side which was placed on this part of the skirt. So I'll carefully also cut out the shape following through the cutouts from the other side. So you need to be careful so that you don't cut through your net on the transparent corset, and also so that you don't also cut through your skirt in the area where you didn't mark. So be careful when cutting out the shape on the waist of the skirt. So I'm done cutting and I've taken out my pin. What I'll do now is to cut through at the side of my skirt. So I'll go ahead now, and then I'll cut through on the side of my skirt. So you can see the side of the skirt. What I will do now is to take out that part. I'll cut through like half an inch. I'm not cutting on the exact side front. I'm sorry, I'm not cutting on the exact side. That's not on the exact side seam. I'm cutting like about half inch away from the side seam. So please note that. So here I was looking at it if I'm satisfied with the shape which we just created. So I think I'm good with it. And so the next thing to do is to proceed to the next phase of this joining process. So what you need to do now is to carefully tuck in your skirt at the waist. Remember that we already have a rough edge. Once you take out that part, cutting out your shape for the skirt, of course you have a rough edge at that point, so you need to tuck it in so that you have a very neat finishing. So what I did was to tuck in at that point. You can see me roll up my sleeve because this is serious business and you have to be serious when doing this, don't mind me. Okay, so I went ahead to tuck in my skirt at the waist. So you also need to be careful when doing this so that you have it properly laid. Because if you're not careful, you might have a kind of excess somewhere. This lace that we work with can be very funny. So just be careful when doing it. So after tucking in my skirt at the other side, I moved to this side of the skirt, and then I went ahead, starting from the side. I also went ahead to tuck in from the side into the center front. If you notice, this was the same process which I did on the other side. I started from the side, not from the center. So when you are doing this, please start from the side. The reason is because if you start from the center, there are cases or there are instances where you end up having some excess at the side. So all you need to do is to start from the side and then tuck in your lace from the side into the center. So whatever excess you have will actually fall at the center, and then you go ahead, use your hand, smoothing it out at the center and have it properly laid. And once that is achieved, you pin it down. So this is exactly what you see me do here. After starting from the side, I went ahead to finish it up at the center, and then I noticed that a part was higher at the other side. So I also did the adjustment on that part. I folded it in back so that I could have a proper shaping of my waistline. So this is what we have after tucking it in and then adjusting it here and there. So here I'm done with the front, so we move to the side of the dress. So for the side, all you need to do is take out your pin, and remember that I said we are cutting about ½ inch away from the side seam itself. So what I am doing here is to fold in the ½ inch, which we actually have like an excess on the side. So fold in the ½ inch like so, and then you pin it down at the side. So this is how to finish up the side seam. So I'll do this carefully so I don't have any rough edge coming out after pinning. So I went ahead to pin down after I have tucked in my ½ inch on the side. So I'll do this and then pin it down from the waist into the curve that we have on the side. And so this is what you see me I am doing here. So once I'm done pinning down this side of the skirt, I would also repeat the same process on the other side. So I would pin down on the other side. I will tuck it in and also pin down on the other side. So now I'm done working on the other side of our skirt, and this is the final result after pinning down. So here I have a curved needle and the white thread, which will be used to tack down the waistline of our skirt to the transparent corset. So for a stress-free life when tacking, please ensure you are working with a curved needle. I went ahead to thread my needle, and this is what I'm showing you guys here. So guys, for the tacking, I'll start from the center front into the side. So remember that when we were talking in the rough edges of our skirt, I said you should start from the side into the center front. So but for here, for this tacking, we'll be starting from the center front into the side, then to the center back. So guys, don't mind my facial expression. I was actually teaching my students also at this point. So all of my facial expressions was just what we were going through in class. So for the tacking, like I said, you start from the center front, taking it into the side, and then you end it at the center back. So you need to be careful, take it easy when tacking. But working with the curved needle, guys, is very, very important because this will help you. It will lessen the stress which you will go through when tacking. It's quite easy working with the curved needle. So you have a smooth tacking process. Let me put it that way. So this is me going through the tacking process from the center front into the side seam, and also from the side seam I will take it into the center back. Like I said, I will also be ending this tacking like about 1 inch away from the lacing bar which we have at the back. So guys, if you have watched today's tutorial and you have gotten value from it, please subscribe to this channel. Also like this video, share this tutorial with your friends, drop your beautiful comments. This comment keeps me going, this comment motivates me, this comment helps me to always remember to come back to YouTube, that I have beautiful and lovely families here. So thank you all for watching today's tutorial. This process of sewing, this process of tacking, which I started from the center front into the side and to the center back, will be repeated on this other side of the dress. And then this is what we have after going through all of the tacking process. This is our result.